All right, so Hoppy, we were discussing earlier, and Richie, you saw it too. The most exciting football game you've seen.
Even though I pretend what I am here, I love college football. It's probably one of my top favorite sports, and I watched every play of the UH versus Tulsa game, and at the end, especially the way it ended, it was just incredible. Plus, it's the home team, and they're thoroughly entertaining.
We love to watch them.
Yeah, I love to watch them. The fact that they won that game, but I'm looking at it, and it's the first time in my life I looked at a game and I said the other team is cheating.
You did. You sent me that email immediately after the game.
I said the other team is cheating.
It was during the game you sent it to me.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's a rare disease that affects only Tulsa defensive players in the fourth quarter when UH has the ball.
Or when teams were playing U of H, I should say.
Yeah.
So, not to make it controversial or anything, but let's get our good friend Dana Holgorsen on the show, offensive coordinator for your University of Houston Cougars. Hey, Dana.
Hey, what's up, fellas?
Hey, Dana, you look like you're about to just lose your mind on the sidelines. Without using that C word, was anything funny going on with the other team?
Yeah, they were cheating. I don't know if that's what you're referring to or not.
That is the C word.
I think that's what they're doing. I mean, we got some inside information on how they do it. And
how they do it? They yell, "Hey, fake, lay down!"
Well, they got a signal for it. We know they got a signal for it, and we see it on film that they're actually doing the signal, and then all of a sudden one of these guys just comes down with a bunch of cramps, and he just falls down, and then they get the other 10 players, and the other 10 players kind of jog over to the sidelines, and I huddle up and use it as a timeout. So
now, Dana, how many years have you been a coach?
I don't know.
I don't
15,
know.
16, something like that.
Okay, 15, 16. We're on 15-60 the game. Now, is this the most fun year you've ever had?
Well, they're all, there's bits and pieces to every season that are fun. Obviously, when you win, the more you win, the more fun you have because you get more opportunities to enjoy it. And you don't ever want to take it for granted because they're hard to get, and we knew that was going to be a tough one going into it. They've been pumping this thing up for a long, long time. They were, pretty disappointed with how the game went last year, and so they used that as some motivation for the last 360 days, So we knew it was going to be tough, and anytime you go on the road and get a motivated opponent at home, it's going to be hard. So, we enjoyed it.
Dana, what was the locker room like after a win like that, or the sideline? Can you just talk about what you said to players and what's going through your mind as you see the ball go through the uprights?
I don't. It's a blur, to be honest with you. I really don't remember. I know. It went through, and we're all happy, and the whole sideline charged the field, and we had our little celebration thing on midfield, and kind of trickled into the locker room, and sat down, and we just kind of looked at each other, and we're like, "Man, did that really just happen?" So it's exciting. All wins are exciting, but when you win like that, it probably means a little bit more.
Did you ever have an improbable win like that before?
Not like that. I mean, those are hard to come from. I mean, you look at the clock and it says 21 seconds, and you're trying to attempt your 2-point conversion and you don't get it. That's not much time. So, I've never had one that close.
Dana, I was watching on television. It looked, and you were on the field. It looked like Hogan's kick, that kid at the end. It looked like that would have gone 70 yards. It looked like as it crossed went over the goalpost, it was over the goalpost. Was it that long a kick?
Yeah, it was. Coach Levine felt really good about it because he had, in warm-up, there's a little bit of a breeze to his back, so we knew when we were going that direction. He was hitting them from about 50. I don't pay any attention to this. This is just what Coach Levine said. But he said he was hitting them from about 60 yards in warm-up. So, Tony felt like we needed to get down to around the 40-yard line, and we got him an extra 5 yards there or so. So we got to about the 34, and he knew he had enough leg. It was just a matter of knocking it through.
One of the cool things about when you're at Texas Tech, they're kind of used to that kind of stuff. But for you to be part of the program that's running the show at U of H now, and to play such an exciting brand, and you're breathing new life into a whole program, that's got to be some satisfaction for you.
Well, yeah, it all starts with our head coach. I mean, Coach Sumlin's doing just a great job now. He really is, and he's the one that's creating a bunch of energy, and the players believe in him, and the coaches believe in him, and the community believes in him, so it starts. I'm fortunate to be able to work with him and be able for him to allow me to do what we're doing.
On a serious question, though, at the end when those guys were having menstrual cramps, and you go to the referee and you say, do you have any recourse? Now, you can't get inside their heads, and you don't do x-rays, but even the announcers, you obviously weren't watching the game on television. The announcers were saying these guys are faking injuries now. Is there a rule in college football against that?
No, there's not. There needs to be. The NFL did it, I don't know, quite some time ago. They have a rule to where when it's inside the 2 minutes, if there's a player that's injured, it costs your team a timeout. And if you don't have a timeout, then it's going to cost you yardage. It's either going to cost you yardage or it's going to cost you time off the clock. So they need to do something like that. I tell you the other thing that's even bigger than that is if there is an injury in the NFL, the team can't come over to the sidelines. They got to stay out there on the field in the huddle. So, the reason they were doing it, one, to stop our tempo, and two, to be able to huddle up their players and get some stuff communicated to you. There's a reason you only get 3 timeouts per half.
At the end of the game, when you guys do that phony handshake, did you say anything to their coach like "you suck" or anything like that?
I had some choice words from him during the game. I mean, during a couple of those fake timeouts that they were doing, I was kind of yelling at him a little bit to get his attention to let him know that we knew what he was doing. After the game, it was just, we were excited to win, and we just, we celebrated with each other. We didn't, it wasn't anything unsportsmanlike or anything like that. We were just excited, and then we got into the locker room, and it was over.
When you said that they had a sign, what's the sign? When they grab their back of their leg and roll on the ground pretending they're hurt? Is that the sign?
Yeah, something like that. They got their own little signal there. I'm not going to tell them that. I'm not going to say what it is based on the fact that I want them to do it again next year, and when it's coming, we're going to point it out to the referees, and hopefully at that point that there's going to be some rule in place.
Dana, what's Case's demeanor like when all hell's breaking loose in a game like that?
Same as it is when we're winning by whatever we're winning by. It's been noted to where he he's pretty cool. He's never going to get too rattled. He's never going to get too high. It's pretty widely known right now that he's like that. He's just a cool dude, and he doesn't get rattled. And when it's going good, then he's pretty level-headed. When it's going bad, he's pretty level-headed as well.
Do you feel like there's something magic with this team? One of your season ticket holders told me today. He goes, "Damn, this team never quits." He goes, "That's what I love about them." What do you see in this team that's special?
I think success breeds success, for one. I mean, our kids really fully expect to win every game that they line up against. I don't care who it is. We've been talking to them about that for since we got here. I mean, we want to install that in their heads, and they need to think that they can win. I mean, that's step one. And then the other thing is just keep playing. Just keep playing. Doesn't matter what the score is. Keep playing. And,
when 1 million games are played and you throw them all into a computer and there's 21 seconds left and you have to kick off and you're trailing by 2, 999,000 of those games you lose. What do you tell your players to not give up, and do they actually still believe the coaches at that point, or was it just a miracle?
No, they were still going strong. Again, Coach Levine put them in pretty good position to be successful on that onside kick. They were tough, and this is kind of funny, really. I mean, they had used all their timeouts, and so they couldn't, which is why they went to the injury thing towards the end of the game. So they didn't have any timeouts there. And so they misaligned, which is perfect. I mean, we put half our team on one side and then put the other half on the other side, and we did the onside kick to the side where they were weak. So we put them in position to be successful, and then Tim Monroe makes a great play and gets the ball back. And, our average scoring drive is less than a minute anyway, so we figured we could get about 30 yards in 15 seconds and make a field goal. So, yeah, they did believe that they could get it done.
It was weird, except for if you have a connection with the University of Tulsa. There clearly was a good guy versus bad guy, hero versus villain, and you guys were the heroes. And for you to win was just, I was like text messaging everybody I knew. You got to tune in this game. This game was unbelievably exciting. So congratulations to you. The good guys won.
That. You're only as good as your next one, though, right? So we're here watching a bunch of film on Central Florida, and we'll try to do the same thing here this week.
Okay, when is that? When's your next game?
Saturday at, I think it's 11 here.
Yep, 11 o'clock.
We'll fly out there to Orlando on Friday, and it'll be another tough one now. Anytime you play on the road, it's hard.
And then when do you play Rice?
3 more weeks. Last game of the year. It's always that Thanksgiving weekend, I think.
At Robertson Stadium or where?
Yeah, it's at our place this year.
All right. Fix up that stadium for me, okay?
Yeah, we're working on it. Because, Mac Rhodes is here for a reason, He's doing a great job.
That's Dana Holgorsen, offensive coordinator for your University of Houston. Dana, we appreciate the time, man. We'll see you at Damaris soon, all right?
Yep, I'll be there. I'll be there within a week or two, I imagine. It's usually about every other Wednesday or something. It's a great place to eat.
Pop in with us when you do, all right?
All right, buddy.
All right, man. Later.
See you guys.